Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. As this top secret card might lead you to believe, I have quite a show for you. Fish was kind enough to record his cards from his long haul, his season, and he topped it off with a bonus 30 card blue pack. So let's go look at some cards, shall we? I think you're going to enjoy what you're going to see, and I'll explain the things that need explaining for those of you who aren't as familiar with cards and what they represent potentially as others might be. Now, I always like to mention up front, you should consider this to be gambling, not for everybody. So you could get addicted to it. You could mess yourself up really bad. So I'm just giving you the heads up on this. Now, before we start, it would be helpful if you could leave a like for this video so other people could see it and learn the stuff that you guys are going to learn. If you haven't considered subscribing, it might be nice if you subscribed and you get notifications of awesome videos like this, because this one was an unexpected surprise and it was really fantastic. And tell your friends, because they might want to like and subscribe themselves, because who doesn't like looking at keycard videos to see what kind of gold other people are getting? Okay, so now let's get to it. Okie dokie. Pretty good ×6 commander experience. Now these are his 2 long haul cards from this week. So now you see there's 30 of those. This would be, I'm sorry, actually those weren't the long hauls. Actually, I think they were. This is stage 69, the black card. Hang on a second, we'll see. This red card is from stage 90 of the season. Pretty nice. 425 was the minimum for that card. Yeah, those were, the first 2 cards were actually not as long haul. That was the stage 55 and stage 90 blue cards. Very good. A bonus tank. Panzer S-35. Now, he had 7,600 when he started. Confidential card in a card. This is a bonus card number 1. That's a bonus card number 2. Now these bonus cards will be added at the end of the stash. Always nice. Okay, now that's one of the filler cards. You're going to get a bunch of these 150 gold filler cards. You're hoping that you'll get something useful like a ×3 booster or a day of premium or something else good. That is a 300 gold card, what I call a high value card. That's one of the things you really want to get. There you go. That was a filler card with a day of premium. Fantastic. You know, another filler, but a nice ×4 commander booster. Ah, there we go. A prize card number 2. A T-15. Now, that card was like a 900 gold. 900 or 8? I think it was 900. ×2 silver. That's always nice. Okie dokie. He is rolling. Ooh, another high value card. You know, there's another filler. Another high value. Man, he's done pretty well already on those high value cards. That's I think the fourth one I've seen. Number 5. Another filler. So you're looking for those high value cards, you're looking for card and a card, and you're looking, of course, for tank prizes. Now that one had a lot of free experience, and those add up. Because down the road, your free experience will be a free tank. A third card and a card. Absolutely super. But wait, there's more. Another filler, but high. It's high experience. That's pretty good. 1400. That's card and card number 4. This is way beyond the average. The average for a 30 pack is 1.5 cards. Another filler with a high value. Free experience. Always nice. Again, this is just a generic filler. Hard to be excited about that, but that's, that is what it is. Another high value card. He's raking it in. Now, remember, on those card and the cards, you get 250 gold plus whatever the next card is going to be. Man, that's how he kicked so much butt. He had so many high value cards. Another one. You just never see that many. Now, the one weakness of having a lot of high value cards is it cuts in potentially into your tank prizes. So there's another filler card with a ×4 commander booster. Another filler. Another filler. One of the things about blue cards is that you're going to get about your base number of gold coins is going to be about 5,000, and anything beyond that would be above average. There's card number 5 of card and a card. That's just outstanding. When you get 5 of those, you're going to get 1250 gold plus 5 more cards to replace the 5 cards you opened. It's phenomenal. Another high value coin. So the weakness we've seen of this pack was the lack of prize cards with only 2 tank prizes. But the strengths have been many. Alright, another filler card. Now this is the stage 69 black card. Minimum gold value of this would be 275, so that's 425 is a good value with a day of premium. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So the way I evaluate the card pack is pretty basic stuff. I count up the gold. We count up the tank prize cards, the card and a card, and the free experience. Now, free experience, he had about 26,000, which was very high. The card and a card, he had 5 of those monsters, and they're monsters. His gold coins cards were killer as well. So Fish got about around 94, 9,500 gold out of this pack, which wasn't bad. Okay. Certainly well above average. Not a super great pack of cards, but a solid one. Now, the things he did, now he only got 2 tank prizes, and they were low tier 3s. They weren't very expensive. So that's the thing. You want to look at this and go, okay, what's the average gold you're going to get? 5,000 plus 200, whatever it is. But just go with the base floor of 5,000 gold for a blue pack. 5,000 plus prize cards, basically. And then you're going to get whatever boosters that are in the packs and silver, etc. So 5,000 gold. Now he got about 9,500, but $2,000 of that was essentially prize cards. So subtract that by 7,500, very high. Now the thing with that is that is a result of having just an unbelievable amount of high value coins and the 5 card in a card. But the weakness of that is that those high value cards eventually cut into your potential prizes. And you'll see that. If you see a lot of high value coins, you're going to get 1 or 2 less tank prizes as a general rule. Card in a card, the expectation for that is like 1.5 for a 30 pack. So you're going to get 1 in one pack, maybe 2 in another, stuff like that. That's how you average that. But he did super great in that regard. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you was the ×6 booster. Those dudes, I ran out of them. So in my lobby, if I want to buy one, I can buy one for 171 gold, which is the standard price for those. That is a tremendous prize. Now, he also got 1 × 2 silver bonus. Those are very good. They don't even sell those in the store, but when they do sell them, they're quite expensive. And the cheapest price you can get a ×2 silver for, if you buy 100, they'll cost you 93.5 gold each. Yes, it's very expensive. So really a nice item. Okay, this was the first prize tank that he got, which was the Panzer B2. Tier 4, pretty good, like 1250 gold for this tank. He already had every tank prize in the card pack. And so any tank he got out of that was going to be a gold refund, which, like I said, his total gold refund, is about 2,100 for the tanks. So from 9,500 minus the 2,100 means his gold take was like 7,400, very high in gold coins. Now, when you have all the tanks like Fish does from the prizes, a tier 4 and a tier 3 doesn't exactly ring your bell. But like I said, consider it as gambling. You have no idea. You could get a tier 8, which would be the top prize. You might get tier 3. Okay, it's just random. So he's a big boy. He knows the game. He mastered the game, actually. And you pays your money and you takes your chances, as the saying goes. He had a solid result. Now, the other thing is, I don't calculate boosters as part of the prizes that you get, because you're going to consume them all, and they basically are just temporary. So from that perspective, that's why I don't look at those. I look at those as just freebies. You want to evaluate the success of your pack from the things I told you. The tank prizes really is number 1. The gold, that's number 1. Tank prizes would be number 2. Free experience is a bonus. I don't really think of it too much. It's just, a nice additional bonus. And any kind of special things. Couple of days of premium is good, except Fish already has 400 days of premium. So those aren't as useful to him as they would be to a normal person. But this was a good pack. If we put this pack on a scale of 10, this is better than average, actually. Yeah, it's, right. It's right about average because, again, you only get 2 tank prizes, but you got a lot of extra gold. You got more than 2,000 more extra gold than you would normally get from one of these blue packs. So I'd say really it's a 5 to maybe 5.5. It was a solid result. You could certainly have worse. I have seen worse, okay? That's why I'm saying it's a middle of the pack result. But, the normal person who doesn't have a prize card, any premium tanks that are in the stash would have gotten about 7,400-ish gold, a Panzer B2, a solid tank, and the T15. Is that correct? I think that's correct. So you'd then have gotten 2 prize tanks, 7,400 gold, a couple of days of premium, and a whole bunch of boosters, plus free experience. 26,000 free experience is nothing to sneeze at. That's a good number. So pretty solid. It's not a lot, but it's it's fun. And a ×2 silver booster, by the way. So, like I said, if someone bought their first pack ever, and that's what they got from this pack that you saw, they would not go away sad. They go, well, that was all right. It's pretty middle of the road, okay? You could do better, you could do worse, and I have done better, and I have done worse than this. So I'm just saying, let's look at it in its proper context. You got a decent amount. After all the conversion of the refunds that he got for those 2 tanks, 9,500. Real solid. You'd hope for more when you have the tanks that Fish has, but hey, I'm going to tell you, he's done it and got less, as have I. So that's why there's no whining about it. It's like, hey, took a shot, got a bunch of good stuff that you could use, etc. So this was real solid. Now, that pack costs $40.03 when you buy it. Now, if you said, well, I don't want to gamble on this stuff because I might not get enough, gold, okay, or whatever. And it's true, you might not. If you don't have the feeling, if you don't have the personality to take the gamble and see if you might catch a really good break, there's nothing wrong with that. So you could say, well, let me just buy $40 worth of gold. Now, if you bought $40 worth of gold at the $50 rate, which buys you 12,000 gold, it would be like $54.11, I think is what it costs. You could certainly buy that. $54.11 get you 12,000 gold. Now, at that rate, $40 of gold is about 8,000 and change. Okay, I think it's like 8,700, if I remember correctly. It's in that ballpark. Okay, so let's just call it 8,700. So Fish, instead of buying $40 worth of gold and getting about 8,700, he bought $40 worth of gold and got about 9,500 gold plus extra bonus boosters, a couple of days of premium. So that's why. Was it a win for Fish? It was a win for Fish. Was it a big win? No. It was a small win. But hey, that's better than if you bought just straight gold. And that's really why we play this game. You have a chance in the game, meaning the card game. You have a chance to do really well. He's had times when he's pulled 20 grand plus out of a pack. You take your money, and you pay your money, you take your chances. So he did good. He had a winning, advantageous result. Now, again, let's assume this was a first-time buyer. It's a real solid result. Panzer B2 and a T15. 90, not 90, those aren't refunded, so it would have been about 7,400 gold. Real solid. Again, a normal person would go, well, I could buy $40 worth of gold, about 8,700, or I could buy this pack. And this pack generated for them 7,400 gold with no refunds, plus 2 tank prizes. Pretty awesome. That's really good, because it costs you more to buy these. If you bought all these items, it cost you more than $40. So it was a win for sure. So the thing that made this pack really a winner, I think, were these 5 card-in-a cards, especially with these different free experiences, which helped. Now, free experience, I need to tell you, to make sure, in case this is the first time you've ever seen a card video, you could use free experience to upgrade a tank faster, or put a commander perk in your commander faster. I don't do that as a general rule. There's some minor exceptions. I mean, I was doing another tank, and I was going to get the upgrade, and I needed like 85 free experience for it to get. I'm like, I'll just get it now, and then we'll just roll with it, okay? So yes, I do some tiny ones, that's fine, but I'm not going to blow 10 grand to upgrade a tank unless it's a tank you're going through to get to the next one and you hate the one you're doing. Well, if you just can't take it, I understand. I would try not to do it, but I'll admit I've done it too. So, whatever. You're old enough to make your own decisions. It's not a big deal, but I'm just trying to give you the helpful hint, because if you save free experience long enough, it amounts to a couple 100,000, what have you. You can get a tank for free experience when those come up a couple of 3 times a year. And I've gotten some great premium tanks for free experience by just having the discipline not to use it. It sits there, looks pretty on my screen, and I don't touch it. Well, I told you the exception for the tiny things. Okay, it's fine. So then, you see that every blue card with a card inside comes with 250 gold plus a random card of who knows what it is. And yes, I have gotten tanks from those cards. It's a 10% chance that any card has a tank in it, okay? But the thing is, you open a card, you got a card and gold. The gold is totally free because you're just replacing the card that you just opened. So, jackpotto. The worst case it happens is that you'd end up getting another 150 gold card. And so that one card you got with card and a card is a minimum of 400 each time you do it. They're awesome, because the maximum you can get from coins out of any one blue card is 400 total. That's it. That's the biggest one you can get. The only way you get more is if you get a tank refund card, which Fish got 2 of those. So these are the things that help you. And then on top of that, there's the excitement factor of, and what did I get? Because if you get something awesome, it's really super. And then the other thing is, you get those, some people would say, well, if I would have just bought $40 of gold, 8,700 basically coins, I'd have been much happier. I didn't want those tanks. Well, okay, that's a legitimate position. But from the perspective of being that person that said, I really didn't want that tank. Yeah, whatever. Later on, I said, you know what, I better try it. I mean, I got it from a card, right? Got it for dirt cheap. So it's a total bargain. I go, let me try it. Some of those card tanks I got were really good. One of those was an A32 Russian medium tier 4. Outstanding tank. Came from a card. I'm like, who cares? Well, turns out I care, because I gave it a shot. Panzer B2 is another one. Came out. I was never going to buy that tank, but I got it out of a card. I'm like, hey, dude, it's actually pretty good. It's a tier 4 heavy tank, but it's tier preferential, means that if you're not in a platoon, if you're just by yourself, the top, you will play tier 4 matches exclusively in that tank. The only way you can play a tier 5 is if you team up with a platoon member who has a tank that can play a tier 5. Then they'll drag you up one level, which is not good because the gun is not a strong gun. But in a tier 4 match, Panzer B2 is a legitimate tough guy. It's not a Hulk, but it's pretty strong. So it's one of those things that I got it, wasn't anticipating it, got it for bargain in a card. Turns out it's a really good tank. So that's the thing. You'll find some surprisingly good tanks that you would never have considered and go, hey, that's actually pretty good. And then the other thing is, this is a real key rule that Fish has. What you would do when if you got this pack and you got these tanks that you didn't have them, then you have them. And Fish's rule is this: you never sell a premium tank. And the reason why is it can generate you gold if you got it from a card. There's a chance you might get it again. That's my add-on to the rule. I go, hey, any tank I got from a card, hey, I might get from another card. I've got it once. It means I could get it again. It's there to be had if you get lucky. So Fish's rule is correct. You never sell a premium tank. And then I added another tiny bit to his rule, which he agreed. He said that was correct. You never sell a premium tank that will get you a gold refund from a card. But if you have one that won't get you a gold refund from a card, which is like a tier 9, those you can get rid of if you want, if you don't really think you'll ever use them, which is, for the most case, what happens. The tier 9 premium is a real oddity because they're great for the, player who's on the upswing, right? They're getting stronger, getting more tanks, what have you. They get a tier 9 premium, fantastic, because they don't have a tier 10 premium. If you have a tier 10 premium, you're hardly ever going to touch the tier 9. Why would you play a tier 9 when you could play a tier 10? You're going to fight the same guys anyway. So you can see that there's a disincentive for players to play tier 9. Now, I'll tell you the incentive is that if someone in your group is working on an operation and all they have, say, for example, we had this happen, was a tier 9 to work on this contract. Well, he was using a tier 9, and we ran tier 9s, for which we never hardly do, for a contract to get finished through the contract, and then that was terrific. But otherwise, we would just said, man, let's just use 10s. We all have 10s. Let's go play 10s and, whatever. So you basically don't trade in or sell back. Well, I got this premium tank from a card. I hated it. Let me sell it. That's a mistake. If you get it again, what you would get is that tank again. Now, because you'd sell it for silver. But if you hold that tank and you get it in the card again, it's going to give you a gold refund. Like Fish. He never plays, almost never. I'm not going to say never, but he plays every tank eventually. And sometimes again. But B2, he doesn't play it very much. So he keeps it around because if he gets it in the card, like Cha-ching, 1250 gold, thank you. T15, now I've literally never seen him play it. He probably did because he'll test anything out. All right. But again, that one is 850 or 900 gold refund when you get it. Cha-ching. I have the T15 from a card. If I get it, it's an automatic refund. I have the B2, same story, it's an automatic refund. I would never get rid of those tanks because Fish's rule is the correct rule. Keep your premium tanks that you get. So this was the other Tier 3 prize card, the Panzer T15. And again, we keep those in our vault so that if we get these in the card, we'll get a refund. It's just very simple. So these are the rules that Fish, he's the head gold farmer that taught me almost everything I know about gold farming. There's a couple of other things that I figured out on my own, which is, everybody has their own strength that they can bring to the table. So it's been really fantastic because he knows just about everything there is about gold farming. And he's like, well, I needed some gold for some upcoming stuff. He never buys gold from the store. He always goes for the card packs. Now, I've made videos myself of, can such and such a card pack buy a certain item? Like a really good candidate would be, can you pay for the Ultimate Season Pass with the blue card pack? The answer is generally no. This pack would have done it, though. It would have been a yes. Normally, you're going to get less than 6,000 gold unless you get a lot of high-value gold coins like Fish got here, or you're going to need to get at least one tank refund, which he got two. So that's why he was able to do it, because he satisfied the two different ways. He satisfied both of the two different ways you could get enough gold from a blue pack to pay for a 6,000 gold Ultimate Season Pass. Just to give you a heads up on that one. Because the blue packs will give you 5,000 plus in gold. An average 10% of your cards will be tanks. So 30 cards will give you 3 is 10% of 30. So that's 3 potential prizes. Sometimes it'll be 4 or 5 or 6. Sometimes it'll be 1 or 2. Okay, then the averages are of 3. So Fish was a little low on that, but he was high elsewhere. That's why his pack was still a good pack, good solid pack. The black packs, the big one is 22 cards. So the average is 2.2 tanks. Well, how do you get 0.2 tanks? Well, that means you're going to get two on average most of the time, and every maybe about 3 packs you're going to get a third one. So you might, if you bought enough packs, it'd be like 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay, it's kind of weird, but so I shy away from the black card packs. I don't have the guts to risk getting one. I did it one time. I did a video that was, can the black pack buy the Arnold Schwarzenegger tank? The answer is generally no, unless you get lucky. Okay, I got fairly lucky, but I didn't get lucky enough to pay for it from just that pack. I knew that going in, but where's the fun in just telling you? The fun was, let's see, all right? And we did that. It was fantastic. So basically, the blue pack, 5,000 plus. The black pack will be 8,000 plus. And the difference in price between the two is the 3,000 gold difference that you get there. Now, the other thing is, the tanks in the black pack are higher tiers overall. You'll get more tier 5 tanks, for example. So you need to look into the payout if you go in the store. In fact, I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, here we are in the store. So this is where we get the info of all these different cards and what have you. So you'll see, well, in this one also there's military commanders, which is, the current seasonal special. It's the special edition key cards. They cost the same as blue. Sometimes they have gold, sometimes they don't. These cards do have random gold, but they give you classic military commanders. And you can look at the payouts for these cards and see what they have. These special ones, the military commanders, you'll get a commander in every pack. Some packs randomly have 2 commanders. Some packs that randomly have a commander plus gold. And then the ultimate pack will have the commander and a premium tank, tier 8, a butt kicker. So this is where you look at it to get whatever you need. This is how Fish, myself, and others look at the situation. Hey, we're going to need some gold for whatever, like Halloween down the road or the next season. It's like, well, you can just go buy gold and we can do that, like right here. Hey, I could buy $30 worth of gold, 6,500 gold. Well, where's the fun in that? There isn't any fun, but that's okay. If you're not into the risk factor, buy the, $30, $50, $100, whatever floats your boat, man. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what you can do and the option that we choose. So I think you saw a great example in the key cards this time that Fish, had for us. Like I said, he had his stage cards from the season, which were good. He had a real solid score. Like I said, he's done better, he's done worse. It happens to everybody. So if you're not a gambler, don't buy those packs. But if you're going to need gold for something coming up, possibly, let's look here. Maybe you want to buy a Cold War bundle, all right? Maybe you want to buy a World War II custom tank or, premium tank or a bundle. This is what you would do. You go, well, okay, here, let's just take a look at these randomly. All right, medium duelist. This one is a Panzermutz, right? Yes, Panzermutz. That's what this one is here. You're seeing, and let me go to the other one. And this is the Batchat Borosk Frenchy tier 8 medium butt kicker tank. Now, these are killer tanks. Price tag for these 2 tanks, 50% of the normal price, $8,500. That includes a garage slot as well for each tank. So you go, well, $8,500. How much does that cost? Well, $6,500 is $30. So it's going to cost you more than that. It's going to cost you about $40. Durr. So you have to buy a $50 pack to buy this, and you have extra gold left over. You can buy something else later. You have other stuff like, now, and I have this tank, the Eradicator. This is a special commander booster tank with a 75% commander boost. So you could buy this. How much is this? $59.50. So you could buy a 6,500 gold pack for $30, and you'd get this tank and have some gold left over to possibly buy something else, whatever that might be. Might be something in the future. Might be something from one of these auxiliary things. Like a camo. This AQUINO camo set. These things here. Instead of the normal camo set for your tank will be $250 for your tier 8s, for example, or higher, times 4. So instead of $1,000, you can buy the whole set of 4 of them, one for each season, for $750. I have it. It's pretty darn good. Okay, you could buy a killer skin. I got this skin. It was awesome, the Sherman 44. This thing looks phenomenal. In fact, I put my Patton Commander in this tank. So, phenomenal stuff. There's, all the kinds of things. You could buy some boosters down the road, and these change every week. Like this week, the special is 21.5 silver boosters for $870. The one that I usually use is the 20 times 4 commander boosters, and those are like $850 when it's on sale. So this will give you, the idea of how the key cards operate. You got to see a great pack. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If if you did, please leave a like for it. Please consider subscribing. Tell your friends. Maybe they'll like and subscribe too. You'll get daily notifications of my average 2 or more videos. And that's the end of this one. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys next time.